When I finally committed and looked for a solution, that's when Optavia came into my life. And I'm so grateful that there was a coach, there was a community, there's a relationship built that gave me the tools to finally untrap myself from this morbidly obese body. And fast forward 150 pounds later, lost a human.
Weight is a thing, and I've never heard of it like termed as being trapped in a body, but as you said that, I related to that. I felt like I had nowhere to go sometimes. I didn't know what to do.
One thing that was the difference maker for me when I stopped treating things as a diet and realized that I needed to accept lifestyle changes.
Hello, my name is Kandra Witkowski. I'm the Director of Business Development here at Scoop Soldiers. And one of the funnest parts of my job, one of the parts that I love the most, is I get to co-host the Find Your Gold podcast, where we hope to inspire entrepreneurship and maybe, just maybe, inspire someone to check out Scoop Soldiers franchising. And I always kind of think, like as I'm doing these, I think, who's watched, like maybe the next pet waste millionaire is just sitting out there like, I'm always like, who's next? But yeah, we're in Chicagoland. As you know, we usually run around the country doing various things, and Chicagoland is where I'm from. So obviously I was able to voluntold my cousin 3 times, 15 times removed, like somehow not related, but also very, very, very related, to come on. She's got an interesting story, a great story. Like so much to share. I couldn't help but pull a string, pull a card, and be like, hey, I need you to come on. So this is Jordana. I will zip it for a second and let you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do.
Yes, thank you so much, Kandra, for this opportunity to come. My name is Jordana Iddings. I live in the Chicagoland area with my husband, Chris, and our 2 teenage boys and our 2 fur babies. So I love former educator turned professional independent health coach. So I just love getting to work alongside people and help transform their health one healthy habit at a time. So
I think that's probably your family. Like obviously our family's known each other for over 40 years now, right?
But who's counting?
Well,
I mean, we're only 21 though.
Right,
Come
on. Well, I mean, you're 21, I'm 20, but you know, same thing. My hair's always been gray. Can't help it. But yeah, so you've had a passion for helping people and like a multiple steps to get to where you are. So what current brand are you with, and how do you guys help, and what do you guys do?
Yes, currently I'm with Optavia, which is a health company, been around for 25 plus years. But I almost like to say I'm a serial, like you said, entrepreneur, and just to have that servant heart. I think it runs in our family, kind of runs in our blood, and have definitely been modeled in my life. So before, for 15 and a half years, was with Mary Kay Skincare, and absolutely loved that. And I always felt like my passion was to serve others. It wasn't about selling you the perfect shade of lipstick or skincare.
But you're kind of good at that too.
But it was really about sitting across the table and building a relationship to see how I could connect people, and along the way build that trust and relationship. So if they had a need that I could fill, and so fast forward that 4 years ago, when I was struggling with my weight, I've been morbidly obese the better part of 3 decades.
Girl.
That's crazy. 3 decades. I decided to trap myself in a morbidly obese body, and when I finally committed and looked for a solution, that's when Optavia came into my life. And I'm so grateful that there was a coach, there was a community, there's a relationship built that gave me the tools to finally untrap myself from this morbidly obese body. And fast forward 150 pounds later, lost a human.
I don't, like I have zero filter. I do not care. I am 151 pounds. So I lost
me. You. I should pick you up and carry you around later.
Do like a bear hug, and that way you could remember
where I've come from. Strap you on for my walk later. Oh my gosh. You can be my new weighted vest.
I could do my, they always show the picture like the pants. You could just I could just
put you
right in front of me. And honestly, I've been up and down the roller coaster, right? Like some of it is hereditary, some of it is choices, some of it is learning, some of it is the fabulous food that our family makes, right? Like we've never had a family event that didn't come with
And it's always dessert
It's
first.
always dessert first. So our Aunt Jo, who again was taken from us way too early. We had more to learn. Her thing as the greatest aunt ever was we always had dessert first. Amen. Because she always said that people got too filled on food and then we didn't get to eat the desserts. So it was like literally at her memorial service, everybody had dessert first. It was required. That's what it was. So, but I would eat more dessert first every day to have our Aunt Jo back. Amen. But anyway, so yes, we've been up and down together. I've seen you at your highest. I'm sure you've seen me at my highest. We've been at our lowest. We did some running together and all of those things. So weight is a thing, and I've never heard of it like termed as being trapped in a body. But as you said that, I like related to that. Like I felt like I had nowhere to go sometimes. I didn't know what to do. And there's fads and commercials and programs and all of those things. And I don't know that one is better than the other. Maybe it's the right fit for each. But how did you what were some of the things that you tried that maybe weren't the right fit for you? And what makes this now? Like what makes this now?
Absolutely. Okay. So if you can name it, I've probably tried it. From teenage years to buying pills over the counter to to exercising profusely, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Isogenics, Noob. Like there are all these fabulous companies out there that have tools. And the one thing that was the difference maker for me when I stopped treating things as a diet and realized that I needed to accept lifestyle changes.
Right.
So programs that I was successful, I've probably gained and lost thousands of pounds over the years. And I would get so dang good. I call myself the all or nothing girl.
Dude, it's either a whole sheet cake or none. There's no middle. I don't know why it's like that. I'm the same. I'm like, I just ate 3 bags of chips or I ate none. There's no in between.
There's no in between. And I would put myself in a program and go all in and be quote unquote perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. So 2 phrases that I love: progress over perfection. And then now it's marry the process and divorce the results.
Okay.
I love, programs that worked before, again, they were so super successful. I would treat it, I would arrive at a destination, a number on a scale, and I'd be like, I'm here, I'm fixed. And then quickly go back to old habits because I didn't stay in with those habits that got me there. Right. And what's easy is also easy not to do when you're not built in with a community of like-minded people or have some sort of accountability built in. So when I found Optavia, it was truly, it was right around COVID.
Yeah.
You know, you're on social media a lot more, figuring out what everybody is doing. I figure I'm in my house, stuffing myself. Nobody's going to see me until you have to go out in public. And you realize that the uniform that you've worn, your oversized LuLaRoe dresses,
your big old leggings.
When the oversized becomes tight and you can no longer stretch things anymore, you know you have a problem.
Right, when you don't fit LuLaRoe anymore, like their entire setup was how big of a tent can we make? It's cute.
It was but it's cute and colorful. It was Carly dresses. That was my uniform.
Right.
And when my husband's 3X clothes I couldn't stretch those out anymore. I knew. So I was following some friends and had some colleagues, some teachers who I knew were super successful on Optavia. At that point, I was connecting all these dots. And like a dumb butt, I sat and watched because I thought
it was COVID. We had nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do, but I also thought like, oh, they're probably just like me. They're going to gain it all right back. Well, 6-8 months later, when they were still successful and their energy was just contagious and magnetic, they were showing up as better moms, better wives, better colleagues. I'm like, what? Tell me what's different.
Right.
And it was all about that accountability piece for them. And so when I finally committed and said, enough's enough, at 318 pounds, if I continue going along this, there are going to be some major health concerns that I won't be able to reverse.
Yeah.
So I picked up the phone and called a mutual acquaintance who I knew was a coach. And I said, you don't even need to explain. I have enough evidence that this has worked long-term for these people. Can you help? And she said yes. And 4 years later, she's stuck by my side the whole way. So I just love passing that gift of health forward because when people are ready, I don't want them to think that they don't have a solution or a tool. and a connection point. So I think really with Optavia, what sets it apart, because the nutrition works 100% of the time for 100% of the people who follow it, just like other programs out there or weight loss meds, things like that. But it's really the community, the tools that we give you at different intervals, because everybody's lifestyle is different. And it's that one-on-one coaching relationship. Right. Everybody comes with different struggles, different triggers, and they need to be heard and then offered a little baby step. Hey, let's try this week and come back.
Yeah, not everything works for everybody.
No.
Like, not everything works for everybody. So would you say, like, and I've done Weight Watchers. I never did Jenny Craig. I macro counted. I do think macro counting for me really was like, it taught me a lot about health and nutrition. Also was great for marathoning. Again, I've run 10 marathons. I think in every single one of them I gained weight. I don't know how you gain weight when you're running marathon training, right? But it does. You get
We can talk about that later. I know why.
Because you're like, I need to eat the fuel. Well, you didn't need 15 Twinkies to run 4 miles, right? Like, so there's all that, like, it's your excuse. Like, I can eat that because I'm training for a marathon, right? But I completed all of them. I did not run all of them. I walk all of them. But yeah, like your brain doesn't like equate to some of that stuff. So do you think some of the Weight Watchers or some of the other tactics that you did, like maybe the follow-up, like after you've reached the destination, do you think maybe the follow-up was maybe some of the problem? Or did they have the follow-up after you reached the destination and your brain said, well, I'm here. Like, I don't need the follow-up. I don't need the extra help. I've already made it. Like, why do I need to keep going to these things?
I think that's different from everybody. My personal point was, again, I had reached a number on a scale and I had a connection point. Those that had accountability built in, whether you're showing up for a meeting or to sit in an office with
a friend who's like,
a coach, we'll call them coaches. I don't know what they called themselves at the time. And now they don't even offer, so much of it's online. So I think we're really losing that personal relationship, and it's programmed. A lot of the messages were just recycled and it wasn't individualized or tailored unless you really dug in and figured that out. Yeah. Well, with busy lifestyles, people, I don't want to say people want a quick fix, but they want to understand the application point or to have somebody to talk it through. And when I was really good about showing up and doing that, well, shame creeps up. Or I'm sorry, but every Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig, they're parked right next to a McDonald's and a nothing but a crumble cookies now.
I thought I was the only one that noticed that. But how is the Weight Watchers place next to like a Taco Bell? Like, what is happening?
So you learn how to manipulate. You're like, oh, I showed up on a good day and I'll walk right through the drive-through and use all the points and whatever, and I'll figure this out next week. I just don't feel like I was ready to learn the life lessons and the habit transformation until I personally, unfortunately, had hit rock bottom. Yeah. And thank goodness I didn't have any major health concerns. And that's what I just want to avoid. I want to help people avoid hitting rock bottom or just helping them regain their energy or their confidence so they can show up as the best person for themselves and go make a larger impact. So
I think I don't think, and I can equate it to weight loss and to sleep because I'm not a good sleeper, that like I'll use sleep as the main thing, but I think I've slept my mom says as an infant, I was a crappy sleeper. Like I've not been sleeping for 48 years. And I think now that I sleep regularly, I don't think I realized how awful I felt for so long because I never had sleep. And I can translate that to when I've been at my heaviest and then maybe when I was at my smallest, like how I felt, not even just more confidence and I looked better in my clothes. I just felt better. And I think that as you gain 5, you gain 10, you gain 30, you gain 50, it happens quicker than I would like, but it's not like you woke up today and you're 150 and tomorrow you're 200. So your crappy feelingness grows along with the extra weight. And then 6 months down the road, you forgot that you didn't have to huff and puff taking the trash can down, right? Like you didn't, I don't know how it happens. It's not fair.
You can bend over and tie your shoes comfortably. And then one day you're like on a stairs, like contorting to tie that shoe. You're like, what happened? And it's so interesting that you mentioned sleep too, because I bet like the ebbs and flows and whether it's a stressor going on in life or whether you're exercising at that time, I never realized, I was about 1 week into my nutrition plan with Optavia when I looked at my husband, I'm like, did you buy new pillows? It's like, why would you say that? I go, because I slept through the night.
Right.
And I, like, again, I'm like, how did I not, I taught anatomy and physiology for 17 years. How did I not equate nutrition and being fueled properly with proper sleep? And when we know when we get the proper sleep, everything can rest and repair.
Right. Yep. And then when you're tired, around 2 o'clock rolls around, what do you want? Food. Yeah. Right. And now you've spiked up, all your hormones and your sugar, and then right around 6, 7 o'clock, when that thing crashes down, what do you want? Food. Like, it's not like you're eating. I don't know what I said this the other day. I met a couple other girls for coffee at the Village Grind, and I said, at some point, I realized, and this is probably like my epiphany, is that I realized I wasn't eating because I was hungry. I was eating because I wasn't full. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that never, just because I'm like, well, I think I can fit a cookie right there, right? I'm like, oh, I got space for a sandwich, right? And I don't know why that, one day it just hit me. I'm like, well, I'm not hungry, but I'm not full. I'm like, well, you don't eat when you're not full, that kind of stuff.
And I think so much boredom, and I didn't realize too how much, just when you talk about those highs and lows, those crashes, blood sugar stability. Plays so into things. And I think with program or not, if I could offer one value tip to people, even if you just continue eating what you're already eating and just space it out every 2 to 3 hours, you start to stabilize that blood glucose and you don't get those highs and lows. So, and eating within 30 minutes to an hour of waking up and eating at regular intervals, that prevents some of the overeating that goes on. And if you prioritize protein too, it prevents those highs and lows from the crashes. So yes, but
this is not like one of my questions, but I'm not a big breakfast eater. But I start first of all, because I think I drink so much coffee, I get, my stomach hurts all the time. But I started putting, this is years ago when I was macro counting, but now I do it every day because I like it. I drink a lot of cold brew. I add protein shake to my cold brew. And is that enough protein for me? I mean, I eat, so
Just
I eat,
start with,
I'm a little weird. Maybe from macro counting, it's not uncommon for me to eat cabbage and chicken for breakfast because it's meal one. It's not really breakfast, right? But I usually start early in the morning. I'm dark 30, right? 5 a.m. I've got my coffee and my protein shake. And then I usually eat lunch at 10. I have whatever I'm having for lunch. And then I'm usually good to the end of the day, maybe because I get busy. But I always kind of think should I be eating more breakfast? I should be
no, I think that it's perfect starting off with a protein shake. And I love the fact that you said 10:30. I'm just going to encourage by 1:30 to have something small again. And then again, don't go past the 3-hour mark and mix your water in with the couple cups of coffee
Michaela, can you, so my immediate boss, Michaela, our COO, she is super sweet, super dialed in her entire staff. It's very common that I get a text or a message hey, I see you got a really busy day. Did you eat today? Are you drinking enough water? Which I love Michaela. Typically I'm like, yes, I drank enough water. And then I'm like, no, I didn't. But so Michaela, keep up according to Jordana, keep up the 1:30. I'd like the 1:30 text to remind me to eat something and drink some water. So if you could add that to your schedule, I would greatly appreciate it.
And Michaela, I'm going to tell Kandra to drink 8 ounces of water before she has her first cup of coffee. Because what you put in your body first, your body craves more of. During that day. Okay. So just 8 ounces of water before you start anything else. Okay. Keep up with your regular intervals.
Can I chug it?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So I'll do that. So that's 100%. I'll put an 8 ounce bottle of water, and I'll get up and I'll just brush my teeth and chug that water because then I can get to the coffee faster.
I love it. I love it.
This life of mine is built on stress in life. I always say coffee, Diet Dr. Pepper, and I guess we'll add water in there. That's, Yep. But if you pull either one of those, it's not going to be good.
And then have more Michaelas built into your life with that built-in accountability. I think that having
more Michaelas
or just a like-minded community. When you better believe when I was 318 pounds, who was I hanging around with? People who loved to invite me out to eat. People who were going to say, it's okay.
You can have the ice cream. What's the saying? Eat the cake.
Eat the
Which
cake.
Is great. So you're eating 3 cakes a day, right?
And it's not to say, and I'm very much, family is so important to me. And I mean, I would not trade any of my family for the world. I mean, and even going down to my husband, thank goodness he loved me at 318 pounds. He loves me just the same now. Thank goodness that marriage was built on that foundation. but they didn't have to live and operate and feel what I felt every single day. So when I decided to make the changes, it was important. It was very transformational, I would say, when I was working with my coach to come up with the language, because it was such a
because you learned words.
It was such a battle for me, and I didn't know how to transfer it over to somebody who, when they said in a holiday, it's okay, you don't have to be perfect, just have the cake or just have the pie. This is your favorite. We made this for you. Won't you?
I'm like staring at you, looking at you, thinking, how many times, and God bless Aunt Jo, was like, honey, you just have it. You're fine.
Just have it. You're fine.
Which she was right. At Thanksgiving, enjoy it. At the birthday party, enjoy it. At the camp out, enjoy it. We can't eat cake for breakfast every single day of the week.
I tried to. Like, I probably did for 30 some years. But it was so powerful when I just got to practice saying out loud, you know what, this is a choice I'm making for me right now. Keep offering it to me, because I wouldn't want you. But please also respect when I say no thank you.
Like, I'm full.
And I equate it, I don't think people realize how much food is an addiction for some people, just the same way it could be alcohol or drugs for somebody else. And we wouldn't.
I'm not say, just take the meth. Yes. Like, meth is, you always loved meth.
It's okay. It's just today. It's just today. But so the first time I felt empowered and confident enough, I mean, and there, you better believe there's tears rolling, just to say to loved ones, you know what, again, I'm just making these choices. Please respect that for my health and that. And it became easier over time to say yes or no. I'm like, there's no judgment.
And then they're used to it.
Yeah.
Like, your family's used to it. Like, my brothers. Kyle's the first one to say that I eat weird food that nobody else would eat. And that's cool. I'm cool with it. They would prefer me not, when the twins were little, like, prefer me not to load them up with, like, beet juice and stuff so that they puked it on. That's actually a true story. I fed them, I was making juices and I fed the twins beet juice and they puked on Michelle's white carpet.
Whoops.
I'm a free babysitter.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk back to so now you're with Optavia. How I said it again? I said
Optavia.
It wrong.
Mamma mia. Optavia.
Okay. Like, I know I've said it a million times and my tongue got tied. Yep. So you're with them. So did you when you started the program, did you think I'm going to end up being a business owner, or it wasn't even in the back of your head? Like, right? Like, well, maybe. I mean, we're business owners, right? It's always in the back of our head. Like, there's always something.
No, because when I started program, it was the first day I was, again, teacher. So, why not add the stress of back to school and starting a new program? But you have the back to school pictures, and I figured by the end of the school year, I was going to transform and look so different. So that's how my journey started. And I was 32 pounds down, 318. I was still in the 280s. But for the first time I showed up, I was wearing things with buttons again. Yeah. When you go from LuLaRoe to buttons, there's a difference. And there's just an energy. And when my coach invited me, she's like, I know you're super busy. Again, I had boys. I had another business. I was teaching full time. I was coaching, running around. And so adding something else into my life at that point, and it was right around the holidays, November.
Seems logical.
It seemed perfectly logical, but she just said, you know what, get a peek behind the scenes. Right. This is why I think you would like it. And when I heard leaders on that call just talk about your own insurance plan to be accountable for your own long-term health, I said that's always the thing that I ran from. So that made sense to me. And then it was the idea, if I could help one more person, again, the power of one. The power of one. And so I never knew what was going to transpire. I think I signed up that night without even telling my coach. And all of a sudden I'm like, you'll tell me. You'll
see the email.
Yeah, you'll see the email. And you guided me along on my weight loss journey. So I'm sure you'll guide me. And what I absolutely love about Optavia is it's a true mentorship program. And as a teacher, and we have a lot of teachers and a lot of nurses, you think you go student teaching, you're never alone. And with Optavia, you're never alone at any part of your journey. You just have to be willing to bounce the ball back and forth and say what's next. So I love that simple structure. And when I put my story out there on social media, I mean, let's face it. I was 318 pounds. I was still 280, still wearing a 3X. Like the only thing you could tell different is maybe you would see a little more of my eyes because the inflammation was gone. I'm like, look,
well, see, and I'm a Brian. We got big cheeks, right? So when the heavier I am, like I have to remind myself to not smile big in photos because my cheeks are big anyways. So 20 more pounds, you can't even see my eyes at all. Like
no, and let's face it, I still had a couple of chins. I was rocking it, but there was an energy and a confidence that people could see.
Right.
And again, when I was sporting my skinny jeans with a button, my size 22 skinny jeans, let's be honest, there was just that energy that people could feel.
Right.
And when people understand something that you've struggled, we really connect through our vulnerabilities. So there was another mama out there, there's another grandma, there was somebody out there who said, you know what, I can relate. And if she can knock 20, 30 pounds off and has the tools, why wouldn't I at least reach out and open up for a conversation?
Right. You never know.
So it all started by sharing my story and then just opening up and to see where people are at and to see if they're ready. Because truly, I would love to work with everybody, but sometimes you just have to love people enough to say, you know what, I want this for you, but I can tell it's not a good fit yet, but please reach out the minute. And sometimes that's enough for a wake-up call and a quick turnaround. And but again, it's an investment. The only investment for people to work is the cost of their food.
Which they're going to get anyways.
Which you're going to eat anyway, but it is an investment on both of our parts in time and energy. And if that's not ready, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
And so you're 100% speaking franchise sales, franchise development, franchise sales. Like people come to me, they're like, I want to own a business. Maybe they don't have enough cash or their credit's low or they've got other things happening. And same thing, it's got to be the right person in the right area at the right time. And if I shove that thing through just to get another pin on the map, it's not going to work out. In franchising, the way and probably similar to you, the way we sell franchise, the way we award franchises is through good unit economics and happy franchise owners. And you probably translate that to you. If you've got unhappy customers and terrible numbers, it's not, what's the point, right? So sometimes it is a very much like, listen, you would be a fabulous franchise owner, but you're in an area that our brand is not going to do well in, or vice versa. Like you're in a great area, but if you could clean up this, that, or the other, or do this, that, or the other, call me in 6 months. You're my guy. We're not in the right spot. We can't sink that ship before we even get off the dock. And that's as a salesperson, right? Like that's what we do. Telling somebody no is just as important telling somebody yes. Like I go to bed at night knowing that I did the best by my candidates. Hopefully I do the best by my franchise owners, and I help as much as I can, but I cannot do it for you. No. We're a partnership. You're a partnership, right? Like I'm here to help you, but I cannot do it for you.
I mean, I can't be there in the middle of the night and slap the Nutty Buddy out of you.
Dude, if you could. We love Nutty Buddies. Peanut butter is my jam.
Amen. That and Nutella might have no buy, but I can't do that for you. But you can buy the tool or provide the tools and the resources. You have to pick up and learn, and sometimes that's a right fit. And it's the same thing that goes with from the client standpoint. And then as we're working with potential coaches, I mean, there are the alarming stat with obesity in the United States. It's just rising. So to have coaches come alongside and work, there's only about 35,000 of us and about
Holy smokes.
35,000 coaches
I know, but
in the United States. There's not a lot, and there's so many more million people, and childhood obesity is rising. So, and out of those coaches, there's only a certain percentage. It is very low, about 10% of those who are actually working in servicing properly. So we are always looking for the right partnership to pass the gift of health along. But again, you have to have that servant's heart and really want to make that time and investment in other people. Let's face it, not everybody's a people person. Not everybody. So not everybody fits that, and you have to have that right bond. But And I think one of the most challenging things, and you talk about economics, and people in yours, it's a larger investment. In ours, it's such a small investment that I think when people are making such a small investment, sometimes they don't take that seriously. They're like, oh, what's $199? And so it's very easy to bow out and not take the action steps to even learn, because there is a learning curve. There is a mentorship. You don't just wake up and
write the check and now you're good.
You don't wake up one day 318 pounds and then one day become a health coach. You have to learn skills and tools. And I loved people, but I needed to learn systems, and I needed to have education behind. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist, but our company was founded by a critical care physician who has the resources and the habits of health and the life book and has this perfect thing, but I had to learn it to be able to transfer that skill. And it's the same thing. We're always looking for people who have that gift of just lifelong learning and then to pass that gift along.
Someone that's like lived it and didn't love it and they freed themselves from the body they were in, and they feel like they can pass it forward. So.
And even in sometimes people who have quote unquote health figured out, because we truly have a program for everybody. Sometimes it's weight loss, but sometimes people are already fit and they're looking to enhance. They're the runners. They're working out. They're looking to add good quality protein and lean muscle mass to theirs. But you still have to, even though those fit people might have things figured out, there's still how to serve and walk alongside all their clients. And so finding that right partnership of somebody who's going to learn along the way.
We could talk about, we could talk, we need to do like a walk and talk and go back to like where we used to meet it down by the bridge and walk and all
those are my favorite.
And then at the grind and get coffee.
Amen. Amen.
So multi-level marketing, what is the biggest misconception, right? Oh, pyramid scheme. What's the biggest misconception, not even about your brand, but what's the biggest misconception about multi-level marketing?
That is a good one. And I hear so much and people, oh, you're just out to get me. To get what am I trying to get? Oh, or it's a sale. Well, you are marketing yourself. I think people don't understand that you are the brand. You might be representing a company or a product, but you are the brand. They're buying you. They're buying your service, your relationship. So I think it gets a bad rap when people have experienced others in multi-level marketing who just think, oh, I'm just out here to make a quick buck. And I'm going to take your money and never follow up with golden rule service. So I think that's where it gets a bad rap, but there are so many brands and companies out there that
it works. People are doing it. It works. And it's probably the same thing as franchising. It's not the right fit for everybody, right? You may not be a great franchise owner for us. I might not be a good team leader for you. Those things happen and that's completely okay. So if there's somebody out there that maybe has the inkling to try multi-level marketing or to dip their toe in, because they're same thing as franchises and all the other things. There's probably great multi-level and terrible multi-level, great franchises, terrible all of the things. If there's somebody that's investigating or interested in multi-level marketing, what would be a red flag that you would tell them to look for or not look for? A hard no, oh gosh, that doesn't look right to me.
Well, there's two things. Or
something that flip it, or something that looks good to them.
Yes. I'm going to start with the good of find a problem that you would love to solve for somebody.
Perfect.
Then partner with that or something that you are truly passionate about. When I've worked with people, whether it was through Mary Kay or Optavia or just getting to know people, and I watch people jump ships left and right. It's well, why did you go to this one? Or why did you? And I think a lot of times it's maybe a friend introduced them to it, or maybe they thought, oh, this is an up and coming rising. I can get in the ground floor and make some money or this and that. If you are not passionate and believe about like that comes through and that's transferable.
Yeah.
So find a problem or a service that you would like to provide somebody. And when you can wake up and are super passionate about offering that, that is magnetic and attractive.
Yeah, right.
So find that. That goes back to my brother. He's in professional golf management. And he just, from age 8, being dropped off in a golf course where they called him Shadow, because he was learning and finding the guys and learning how to improve his golf game. He will tell you to this day that he's never worked a day in his life because that's something he's passionate about, not only from the business side, but helping people improve. And so that's just contagious and very attractive. I think too, finding a company too where your values align.
That's true.
That their mission and their belief, and that they have some longevity. Some companies just change names and they open up as something else, and you might just want to
may or may not be okay.
Yeah,
just do a little like that. If you've seen that, doesn't mean it's a hard no, but let's ask some more questions.
Let's ask some more questions and do some investigation. So. But really, you have to be passionate about what they have to offer and be a product of the product.
I think you've been you have been very successful in both Mary Kay and Optavia. I said it wrong again, didn't I? Optavia. I don't know why I said it like a million times, completely fine until today. Yep. But who would be a good person for either, or who would be a good person for multi-level marketing? Like a person out there that's like, I think I'd like to, like, what qualities would they have to be successful in it?
I would say servant heart.
Yeah.
They have to love people first and foremost. Again, love the brand or the product that they are representing. For health coaching personally, again, maybe have a little bit of a story of a time where in this case, you've used the product, you believe in that, even if it's just for 2 weeks, like you've seen the value that it's added and you know how to connect your story with somebody else. It's probably.
Yeah. Well, because I think even in franchising, people think, I'm going to buy a franchise, I'm going to buy a business, I'm going to start a pool cleaning, whatever it is. Like, I'm going to bake cakes, I'm going to start a bakery. And they don't always know all the things behind it.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes you think, well, if I'm going to, be a Mary Kay consultant, or I'm going to be a Scoop Soldiers franchise owner, or I'm going to be a hair salon, whatever it is. I don't think people always know the things that go on behind it. So how are you supported? I know you've mentioned like your leadership, like how, like products and marketing and like what kind of guidance do you get that you find valuable in what you do?
Thank you for bringing that up, because that's, as I ended that last question, I was thinking, and first and foremost, be coachable and be hungry. Yeah. I think so many times people, there's so many knowledgeable people out there, and sometimes when people are good in one area, they think they have to be perfect or just automatically know it all. I thought I had to do all the research and know all the answers before I could take that first action step. And those who just get going and know, just ask and just say, hey, what's next? This is what I tried, or you gave me, and bounce the ball back and forth. So we in Optavia, it is a true mentorship model. From day one, as you come in as a client, we have what's called a new client kickoff call. We tell people, I just have one of my clients started today, day one. We met yesterday. We planned out to today. We've already been in communication via quick text message. I told her I'd call her before dinner time to see how the day went. And then we're going to bounce the ball forward, because this is a whole new thing. She is transforming. We start with simple nutrition, and then we're going to work in other elements of health. But I'm like, week one, this is what we need to get. And as a business owner, when people decide to pick up and say, you know what, now I want to pass this gift of health along and become a coach, it is the same thing. We hop on and establish their goals and their why for wanting to help others. And we create what is called a launch post, where, again, most of our platform is just telling our story through social media. People have to feel comfortable and sometimes watch for 6 to 8 months, like I did, somebody else be successful and know that their story connects and that it's a good fit. And so as they're learning to brand themselves and tell the story of their journey and how they can help people, we're doing that together.
Okay.
And when somebody reaches out and is a potential prospect, say, hey, tell me more, we all hop on the phone together. I don't want that new coach to feel unsupported because truly we have 6 different programs within, and we need to know, and that new coach needs to know what questions to ask to discover, or whether, I mean, obviously some people have other medical conditions that they need to consult with their doctor, and we need to give them the right resources to share.
Right.
So a new coach wouldn't know. You don't know what they know. So a new coach has to just be open to being okay that you're not going to know all the answers, but you are going to learn, and we're going to do it together. And one of the biggest things that I like to try to impress upon our new coaches and even new clients is that you are going to be successful. Optavia, we're a publicly traded company, so everything that we claim has been proven. So we're not allowed to say anything that is false, right? We don't need to be sued. But they have people lose 10 times more weight, 17 times more fat, and retain 98% of their lean muscle mass when they're walking alongside a coach and having that level of accountability. We have similar results of when people engage in the mentorship model and walk alongside with other mentors. We have client support calls and coach support calls weekly. People have to plug in. They have to want that tool and not to do it alone. And we have a proven system with some daily activities. When you engage in these 5 activities as a coach, these are the results and how it transforms to client acquisition. So you're never doing it alone.
I think coaches are important too. Like, I don't know, like, I think if you, like, you know what you know what you don't know, but you don't know what you don't know.
Amen.
And so I think the don't know what you don't know is probably like the nail in everything, right? So like, I don't care if it's business or knitting. Well, whatever it is, if you don't know what you don't know, you can't fix the problem. And I think having a coach that walks alongside you, no matter what the avenue is, to say, hey, did you know? And then I'm like, I did not. I did not know that. So having it sounds like you have a good support with your coaching, and then you have a good support with your customers. Like, I don't know if you call like customers, so that they are not, everyone can ask the questions. And we talk about, especially in Scoop Soldiers franchising, when I meet with people, I do this all day, every day. So I know things, and I'm happy that I always want to answer questions. I always want to be there. But if you've got a question in your head that you're not asking me, I can only give you so much information. So I tell people, like, ask it all, write it down, because I can't help you if we don't. And same thing, like, I don't want to take anybody's, have anyone become a franchise owner and it doesn't work out because I didn't answer a question, but I can only answer the question if you ask me the question, right? So,
and there's certain things that once you build that relationship with the coach, I think a successful coach too can start seeing some blind spots and uncover. And that is why I'm like, don't try to do anything alone. Find a trusted person and accountability to uncover, and be willing to listen to those blind spots. You might have to investigate. You might get your feathers ruffled because you're like, oh, I didn't see that. And it might be something that you have to swallow and digest over time. But that's where that comes in. And then it can transform everything.
And as a coach too, I think that that's something, or I've been in franchise sales for 11 years, something like that. But like, as I do more and I interact with more people, I think that it's becoming easier for me to be like, there's something, like, and they might not know that they don't know what they're not asking, but there's something in there. And so I schedule another call. We start to review, and this is me. I don't tell them, hey, let's review everything. I start to feel like there's something that I can just feel it. You can feel it. So do you feel like, as you've been doing this for, what you said, 4 years now, that you talking to someone and you're like, there's something. Like, I can't put my finger on it, but let's keep talking.
I'm actually, from the coaching mentorship, I'm actually leading a call tonight and featuring one of our coaches who grew, took off a little bit slower, then leaned into more of the mentorship model. Her business took off, and then you could see that dip. Very natural, right? There's ebbs and flows in all businesses. and picking up the phone and reaching out and saying, hey, are you open to some feedback? Because, you know, you want people to go through those growing pains and kind of see. Yeah, that's how we learn, and what they do next is the most important. Just like with a client, you are not going to be perfect 100% of the time. The scale is going to go like up this. You're going to stumble your toe, but what do you do next, and how do you learn from that? So she was so open. She's like, yes, what are you seeing? I'm like, I'm so glad you asked. And I'm like, we're going to baby step this, and I'm going to give you, like, I knew her capacity because we had that relationship. And I'm like, these are the next 3 steps I want you to do. I'm like, can you do that within 48 hours and get back to me? And when you get that phone call back, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. That was something that I was doing. And I'm like, that is so awesome that you took those steps. She was already collecting receipts. So then it was very easy for her to say, what's next? Yeah. And she took that, and within a week, she was already seeing. And there's joy in the business when somebody else can say, you know what, you've been stuck for a little bit. Let's just try this again. You were doing that consistently, and bring that. Yeah. And that's what breaks my heart, I think. And sometimes I'm sure you can see it from a franchise when somebody might not be successful or get the results that they liked.
Get a little deflated.
Yeah, they take it, and it's hard sometimes not to take it on, and because you see that potential in everybody, but it just sometimes their capacity or their knowledge, it's not
other
right now.
Other things in life are just like I won't say more important, but sometimes there's just other things happening that you just can't do it all. And then like for business too, like it isn't just all like rainbows and puppies, right? Like there are times where, guess what? Like you're the owner. I don't feel well. Well, I still got to go to work, right? Like, you know, it's raining. Someone's still got about poop in that bucket, and this guy called in sick today, right? There's always that. So sometimes your day is planned for what you're going to do, and then something else happens, and you got to shift gears to get to where you're supposed to be. But I do really believe that like I'm where I'm supposed to be, because my life has led me here, and I continue to try to be as the best I can, best human I can, and help where I can. And I raise my hand where I can and say, I don't know how to do this, or all of those things. And I try very hard to instill in people that do the same. If you don't know, ask. Like don't, especially in your business, right? Because sometimes 1 or 2 clicks to either way could be detrimental, or, you know, one thing that you don't do could end up costing you money or time to get back on course. So do you meet with your like the coaches that are below you? Do you meet with them on a regular cadence and do like one-to-ones and break through business plans and look at P&Ls and all of those? So we're like the same. I do that too. Like we're like the same, right? I try to look at the things because I know the system averages, I know the system things. And so it's easier for me to catch something because I know what everyone else's labor rate is. Right? So is that a similar thing that you do with your coaches?
Very similar. And Optavia, strategically, their back office is called Connect.
Okay.
And I love that because every name that pops up on Connect, that's what we're truly supposed to do. Connect with them and figure that next step out, what's in for there. And you can tell a lot between numbers when it comes on there. When I know you're supposed to be in active weight loss and you might not be ordering the products that you need to achieve your goals, it's a pick up the phone and let's connect and figure how are you doing? What's going on in life?
What's the reason? Like what's happening?
And I found out somebody she was about 30 pounds down, and we were in regular communication, and all of a sudden it became crickets. And I always tell my clients like, hey, I'm going to send smoke signals out. I know if you're ghosting me. What finally came back is there was a job change and a job loss and a this or that. And they were just trying to figure out life. I can still support you through that and coach you through. And when you're ready, you might be not losing at the same rate or rhythm, but I don't want you to think that you're not going to be supported.
No, it's not a diet.
It's a lifestyle. We got to go through. We got to go through these hardships. There's gonna, like you said, there's things are not going to be sunshines and roses.
And keep moving. Like regardless of what happens, right? Because you can't not. Like whatever, like I try to think of like some of the stuff that happens that's crazy is a blip on the radar. And if I can't continue to do at least the minimum of getting in my water or doing my movement or whatever it is, I'm not the same. I can't handle the stress I have if I'm not taking care of myself. And so, but sometimes literally right now, that Peloton is sitting out in my barn. I live in the woods. My barn is nice, but my Peloton's out in the barn, and I get up and I'm tired and I'm between trips and parental obligations and all of the other things.
Yes.
And it's very easy to be like, well, let me just check my email. And then you never do. And then it's noon and I got to shower because I have a 1 o'clock meeting, and then I'm tired and then I don't do it. Like that wasn't even, that was just me rehearsing every day of my life back in Missouri, right?
Yep.
So you probably will have to get a cousin text. Like I'm going to need a text once a week to tell me to get off my big fat fanny.
We're going to start with your 8 ounces of water, and then we'll work to your Peloton.
We're going to baby step. All right, so I know this is all about inspiring entrepreneurship, but I want to ask about the weight loss drug craze. I shouldn't say craze, but all of the things that are happening. Like, what are your thoughts on, I don't even know. I don't do any of those things. Everyone that does is you do you. I'm good. I'm not there yet. Maybe someday. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on some of those programs or some of the medications or the goods, the bads? Like what are you and what are you guys thinking about some of these things?
Yeah. So within Optavia, I think were one of the first companies who was a little ahead of the game, ahead of the market. And we have a nutrition plan that supports people using weight loss medication.
Okay. But you don't actually prescribe the medication.
We partner with LifeMD.
Perfect. Gotcha.
That would, if people need that as a resource, because there's so many different avenues, whether it's with the doctor, med spas, online, whatever, that prescribe GLP-1s or phentermine, whatever, weight loss prescriptions. But the biggest thing is it can be a catalyst, a tool to get started. But it is just one of the tools, and there's just an efficacy, the maximum lifespan of that tool, and it's the equivalent. Research says it can equate to losing up to 25%. That's when it's really, really good and really, really effective. But the minute you stop utilizing it, the weight comes back on. And one thing that I would just love to express to people is find a nutrition plan or a coach, a dietitian. I'm for hire.
Hopefully us.
Hopefully me.
Yeah,
but as a tool to transform your habits, because it can help accelerate loss. Our program is going to help protect that lean muscle mass. And when we know as you're losing weight, if you through nutrition are building and protecting your lean muscle mass, muscle metabolizes calories more. As we age, we need muscle. We see that people when they go into the hospital will lose their muscle rate so quickly, and that atrophy sets in. So having proper nutrition leading all the way up through every part of your lifestyle. And I work with a lot of perimenopausal, menopausal women right now. Our muscle mass goes like that. So if you work with a nutrition plan that's going to add lean muscle mass and help reduce stress, that stinking cortisol, that belly fat, all that, I digress. There's tools. So having somebody walk alongside and helping you learn how this can be a catalyst, but we have to transform this and work on your habits. So at the end of 6 to 12 months, when that efficacy worked out, you have all these other habits that are in place that are going to keep that weight off and really protect your lean muscle mass. So that's
I really thought those medications, I don't know, I know very little of anything, but I thought you started those and you took them for the rest of your life. I have no idea. But okay, so that really is a tool to kind of help you get to where you're going to go. But as you're using the tool, that does help things speed up. You still have to be learning the right things so that as you come back off the medications, because you've got to where you need to be, that you continue on with what you've learned.
And so many people, some people might utilize it a little bit longer, but the efficacy is about a 12-month span. Where that runs out. And then people will use sometimes maintenance doses just to kind of stabilize things. But what I've seen a lot in our market, because I'm not going to lie, our market was a little disrupted at first because it's like, oh, I'll jump ship and go here and see those quick results. But we always keep the open arms and are seeing the shift back where people might be utilizing or coming back because they knew they didn't do the mindset work. It's coming back on with a vengeance because now they don't have the muscle mass with that, and people have to pick up, just like weight loss surgery.
I forgot. I already forgot about that. When was that? In the 90s, the 2000s, when everyone was getting what's the
lap band.
The bands are I didn't do any of that stuff either, but did they still do that? Like it just went away.
And it's a tool, but I've worked with so many clients too that have used that, gained it all the way back because they didn't have the right support going through.
Okay.
And so at some time you have to.
Okay.
You have to change the mindset in your habits on a daily basis. So whether you do the work alongside utilizing one of those other tools or whether it's afterwards, but you got to do the work sometime. Yeah. It's just like me trying to pick up all those other tools where I was super successful. I cannot blame a single one of those programs.
No.
Yeah. They worked. I did not do the work alongside here.
Right.
Alongside. So
yeah. So what, like, who would be, so if somebody's watching and they're like, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm trapped. Who would be a great candidate for you? Like, who would be a person that would be a good click for you that, like, yes, you're like, you're my person. I can for sure help you. I mean, you know, it's probably a wider, like, or who do you prefer to work with? Like moms or teachers, or, I mean, does that even matter? Or you anyone that's stuck you've got a heart for? Or
yeah, it really does. I think while I've had the privilege of walking alongside anybody from 18 to 80 and everybody, all age groups are super successful, I think my sweet spots are tired moms. Busy professionals with kids who are on the go, who just don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do one more thing. I can't think about one more thing, who are always putting everybody else first and not themselves. When they see how simple the tools are, the nutrition in about 4 or 5 days, when they're going to start feeling better, then it's easy to keep doing what they're already doing. Those are the people that I just like to rescue. The over busy, the stress, the people who are trying to do it all, or the people who are just, they might have been the all or nothing and they think like me, you have to go sign up for a marathon or you got to go to the gym and you got to do it all. My brother taught me early on, you can't outrun your fork.
Oh,
and the best,
gosh, somebody write that down.
when you gave me the visual, I'll remember one time where I was trying to make changes. And so I showed up to the gym with him and I said, oh my gosh, there was a fast burrito by his house where we were living at the time.
Burrito.
And I'm like, ooh, can we go get burritos or pizza after this? Because I'm like, I've done this work all here.
I was on the treadmill for 10 minutes. I for sure get a cake.
Right? And he just laughed. He goes, tell me, he goes, that pizza you want, how many calories is it going to have? I said, well, the 2 pizzas that I should eat or the whole thing that I'm actually going to eat. And so he goes, okay, now do the math on the calories. You were just on the treadmill for 30 minutes. How many are there? And he's like, you can't outdo it. And so people often reward themselves. So I like working with the people who think it's all about the gym. Yeah. The gym, the kitchen takes it away. You can you'll reveal everything or it will just accentuate if you add that. So
yeah, I remember like this, I mean, gosh, I'm 48. And so I did Weight Watchers, like, I don't think I was even married yet. So a very long time ago. And I remember the coach, it was at I don't know where we're at in this, like off of 95th and 59. Yeah. There was a church there. I don't know if it's still there now. And we met there. And I remember the coach saying, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. I don't know if that was a Weight Watchers thing, but it always, listen, 100% it makes sense. 100% that I eat the cupcake when I'm like, I ate it anyways, but like that always kind of stayed in my head. Like the cupcake will be there tomorrow. Yeah. A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
And I think Jenny Craig's phrase was always, nothing will feel as good as healthy does. Yeah. And that, so there's all certain things that you're like, oh, yes.
So I did a Stronger You, which, fabulous program. Not even like for marathon training, I use them. I love them. My coach used to tell me, like, don't eat like an asshole. Because I'm like, hey, I'm going to Jordana's for like Thanksgiving. And then he's like, well, don't eat like an asshole. Yeah. And I'm like, but
all in moderation.
It was, or the other thing he used to say is like, you know, you better go to bed, eat a pillow sandwich. Go eat a pillow sandwich. I'm like, but I'm like, eat a pillow sandwich. And I'm like,
love
okay,
that.
Like,
put a new habit in. Yeah. Because nighttime snacking was always my worst, and I was a night owl. I'd stay up because that was the quiet time. Well, when the quiet time seeps in, and then you just, the hunger sets in.
And you're calmer, and it's dark, and nobody's around.
Yes, and it doesn't, calories do not count if nobody watches you shove them into your mouth and you hide the wrappers and whatnot. So I like the pillow sandwich. I just had to tell myself to take an Epsom salt bath. That reduces the stress, reduces the cortisol, then can put me to sleep. And so there are sometimes if I'm feeling snackier, for whatever reason, did you know you can take a bath in the middle of the day?
I did not know that. So mine is, I don't know why, mine is walking to the mailbox.
I love that.
My mailbox is far, like I live in the woods, mine's far away, but I'm always like, I need to take a lap. And I walk down to the mailbox and back, just to like stop whatever's making me spin. Whatever's making me spin, to like walk away from it and come back. And I intentionally walk through a specific door in my house, so I don't have to pass through the kitchen to go back out. But yeah, like when you figure out what the trigger is and you can take the bath or take a lap, it does really kind of help.
It's usually, it takes 30 to 90 seconds for that thought or whatever to pass. So to rewire every time I'm feeling this way, whether it's to take a lap.
How many baths do you take a day? Certain days, lots of them, right?
Right.
You just spend
our water bill. I mean, I do get Epsom salt bath just shipped to our house every 2 weeks. So there's that. I'm a prune. Didn't you see my...
Certain days I walk to the mailbox a lot. Other days, maybe not so much.
But see, you too can be a health coach because it's that habit transformation or just learning your trigger and how to rewire, because you're not going to replay, or you can't just automatically. You can replace an old habit with a new one.
Yep. So like it's all about, and you need someone to walk alongside you, whether it's franchising or not, just be like, hey, like, I've done this before and it didn't really work. You can still do it, but just go into it knowing that what I didn't work for me. So maybe just look at it from a different light. And if it did work, report back so that if I do it again next time, I know, like to kind of, that's one of the good thing about franchising is that we have lots of franchise owners that have really great ideas, lots of coaches that have really good ideas. And every now and then you're like, what did you do? Mm-hmm. Like it's the little, like the collective knowledge, those little nuggets that don't seem to make a big deal to you that will greatly impact somebody else. So whether it's taking the Epsom salt bath, taking a walk, or a franchise owner for me saying, wait, you guys pulled a list doing that? Or hold on, wait, you're using this or not that? Like those, I always tell my franchise owners, if we can save 1 minute per stop, per truck, system wide, like, or even in their locations, that you can afford a manager. Right? Like we can just don't have to like tear the whole thing apart. Yep. We can just do what we're supposed to do and maybe thin some stuff down 1 minute per stop, per truck. Huge. You know, we're doing 30 stops a day. It's a half an hour, right? A half an hour times all your trucks all week. So probably it's the same, right? It's a little bit.
It's huge. And you don't know that nugget that's going to make it 1% better. That could be the difference.
Yeah. And the nugget for me might be different from the nugget from you.
Yes. And that's why so many people, when I think of it from a health coaching standpoint, as people are starting, oh, tell me the script, tell me this, tell me exactly what to do. You know, there's things, there are some systems, but you are enough. And then share what's working for you, because people, and at the end of the day, people have built the relationship with you. You are the secret sauce that's going to make that connection, but you have to be willing to go out there and connect with others. And then, like I said, report back with what's different, what's different and how you served and how you were unique in your approach that made a difference, that helped somebody else get their life back, come off of medication, the grandma that can get down on the floor with their grandkids and
tie your shoes up, putting your foot on the step.
Tie your shoe, just to be able to shop in your closet again and feel confident walking out, not having to cancel the plans or how did you uniquely use your gifts to go make a difference in somebody's lives, and report back on that, and how can we do more of that?
I think I answered I asked you earlier, like, why you think you've been so successful. And I mean, I've known you forever, so it's not like this is new to me, but I think like as we talk and not even Inspire Entrepreneurship, like I think you, like this is like almost like therapy. Like I don't know what we have to pay you for therapy, but I think that's probably what it is you, not only do you have the education and the knowledge, but you have like the greater gift of just wanting to help somebody. So if somebody, and we're going to like link all the things, and I'm not going to do any of that, but other people will link all the things. But if someone wants to connect with you, like specifically like reach you, just not the main website, like how do they get a hold of you?
Like the biggest thing is on Facebook. It's under my name, Jordana Iddings. You'll see my transformation story and hundreds of others. Also on Instagram, I'm on Instagram under Leaders of Hope. That's that. And on both of theirs, there's a bio. In my bio, there's a jot form. So if somebody was curious about transforming their own health, they can just click on the jot form on the bio and just fill in what's going on in their health. And we have a conversation to see if it's a great fit. That's a great place to start.
And then I assume like we're similar salespeople, right? Like I'm not going to chase and hound somebody. Like I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to be of help. But if you think, I always tell my candidates, if you at any point feel that Scoop Soldiers is not the right opportunity for you, just tell me. Exactly. And if I ever feel like Scoop Soldiers might not be the right opportunity for you, I'll just tell you.
Yes.
So you very similar. If somebody form fills and they're like, listen, Jordana, like this is not my jam. Yeah. Perfect. If you ever need me, I'm here.
Yep.
Similar thing. Like if somebody form fills, you're not going to chase them and text them and beat them down and show up at their house and none of those things.
And one of the things that it says on there is once you fill out a little bit about your health history, your commitment level, and sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, even through there as you're answering your own questions about what's going on in life, like when I looked at that form the first time, I truly wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I mean, and if we're being on my journey of losing 150 pounds, it was like this.
Some days it's great, yeah.
It wasn't a straight and linear process. And for about a year and a half, I had a detour. And that didn't mean that my coach abandoned me. They kept providing tools, but it just, I had to decide to pick them back up and go. It's the same thing when people fill out that form. We have a 10, 15-minute conversation to see, hey, here's the tools we can provide you as we bounce the ball back and forth and see, hey, I don't think this is a great fit, or maybe I get you the right information based on your goals, and then you get to decide.
Let it marinate a bit.
Let it marinate a little bit. And what I think is because we do tell our story and we connect and people can lurk for a little bit and see a little bit glimmers of hope in each one of them, when they're ready, they have enough information. And what I love, and I think some of the biggest compliments, like, whether you're ready to work with me or not, follow on social media because there's so many tools that can reach. And I had a client who started, she just needed a little fine tuning. It was 12 pounds was going to make a difference in her life. And the coolest thing was, she says, I've been watching you for a year. These are all the habits I've already changed in the last year. Now I need the finishing touches. So follow on social media because you are going to have some value add, whether it's some healthy recipes, some healthy tips. They are going to make a different. And if we can help you level up and be that catalyst to help you go from good to great, or in my case, I wasn't at the good level yet.
Well, you were at the good level. You're a fabulous human.
We'll go with there. My health wasn't at that, but we always love to just help give people tools to truly live their best life yet. Because when mama gets better, everybody gets better.
That's very true. That's very true. So we'll link all the things below. I know that I could talk to you about not even just weight loss, but like you're very motivational. You're very,
thank you.
I hate to say like the word sweet because you are sweet, but like it doesn't seem to be big enough word to like kind of review you all together. Like you've got the knowledge, you've got the motivation, you've got the patience, something that I do not have. The patience, that's a Noggle trait.
Takes all different types.
The patience is the Noggle trait. The patience is not a Brian trait. So the Noggles are a very, I think both of our families are pretty upstanding, solid humans.
They're pretty amazing.
I think the Bryans are maybe it's just me, but I think the Bryans are a little less patient than the Noggles are. But
Uncle Dan would say, can you have a little short fuse every once in a while?
Every now and then. This is not Pat. Yeah, I'm Uncle Dan Jr. Every now and then I've been like, well, I'm gonna have to eat a little crow on that one.
You'll have that.
But we're very passionate, right?
Yes.
So again, we'll link everything below. Jordana's an excellent resource, even if you're not sure your weight loss plan is at or where you're at. If you just need someone to say, hey, can you just tell me I'm cool? I'm sure she would do that too. It doesn't have to be in Illinois, Chicagoland, wherever you're at.
Nationwide.
Scoop Soldiers also nationwide. So if you've ever thought about dipping your toe into multi-level marketing, reach out to Jordana and we'll get you all the information. If you've ever thought about putting poop in a bucket, I would love to talk to you about putting lots of poop in lots of buckets. You can always reach out to me at KandraW@scoopsoldiers.com. And again, we'll link Scoop Soldiers franchising and all of our other medias below. But thank you so much for
Thank you. Love it. Thank you.